Welcome back to Chilling Chapters 1, where true horror stories come alive. Tonight, we bring you 3 terrifying tales from Halloween nights that turned into living nightmares. The Shadow Followers, The Watcher in the Woods, and Midnight Knock. Keep your lights on, because these stories are real. Let's begin.
The Shadow Followers. My name is Marcus, and this happened on Halloween 2023 when I was 22 years old. I work as a community coordinator, and that day had been exhausting. We'd hosted a massive festival with games, costume contests, and activities that left me completely drained. Around 6:30 p.m., my younger sister, Violet, called. She was 15 and needed someone to take her and my 11-year-old nephew, Damien, trick-or-treating. As the cool older brother, I couldn't say no. I picked them up, Violet dressed as Raven from Teen Titans with ghostly white makeup, Damien as Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. We headed to Riverside, a neighborhood famous for Halloween decorations. The evening started perfectly. Friendly neighbors, overflowing candy buckets, even an old man grilling hot dogs. Kids need real food, he said warmly. But as crowds thinned and darkness deepened, everything changed. Walking back to my car, I noticed a figure standing in a pitch-black yard across the street. They wore a hooded black cloak, and even from 50 feet away, I felt their eyes boring at us. "Stay close," I whispered to Violet and Damien. "There's someone watching us. Don't stare." Damien laughed, thinking it was Halloween fun. Violet went pale. She knew I carried protection in my backpack. Then I heard it, heavy boots on concrete, behind us. I turned. The cloaked figure was following us now, close enough to see details: tactical vest, combat boots, black pants, and a full spandex mask covering their entire face.
"Listen carefully," I whispered, my heart pounding. "Don't stop, don't look back, keep walking." 30 feet from the car, 20, 10. They kept following. When we reached my car, I pulled out my Glock and aimed. "Why are you following us?" The figure slowly raised their hands and peeled off the mask. A woman, mid-30s, stared at me with completely dead eyes. Her voice was flat, emotionless. "I'm undercover police. There was a break-in. When you looked suspicious, I thought you did it. Lower that weapon or I'll arrest you." Nothing made sense. Why stand outside the house? Why follow us? Why wear tactical gear if undercover? "If you're undercover, why the gear?" I demanded. She didn't answer. Instead, her face twisted into something evil, and she smiled, a horrible, knowing smile. "If you didn't have that gun, tonight would have ended very differently for you." 4 figures emerged from between houses, all in tactical gear. 3 men, 1 woman. Their faces were blank, expressionless, like living corpses. "Get in!" I screamed. We drove off fast. In my mirror, the woman still smiled, while the others stood motionless, watching. 3 days later, I got a text, just a photo of my car at my apartment. Police took my report, but couldn't investigate without direct threats. I went back to that house. The owner said there'd been no break-in, no police. 2 years later, I have cameras everywhere. I went to therapy. I never feel safe on Halloween, because whoever they were, they're still out there.
The Watcher in the Woods. I'm Sarah, 24 years old now. This happened when I was 12, on a Halloween weekend at Pinewood Family Resort. The resort was small, 10 cabins, a lodge, a lake, and fields surrounded by dense black woods. They were hosting Halloween celebrations, games, haunted hayrides, costume contests. I met Tyler, another 12-year-old staying nearby. We played games until the 7 p.m. hayride started. 20 of us climbed onto the hay wagon, A tractor driver in a scarecrow mask pulled us along torch-lit trails while zombie actors jumped out to scare us. Everything was fun until we entered the darkest section. That's when I saw him. A man standing just beyond the torchlight, black jacket, jeans, baseball cap pulled low, hands in pockets, not moving, just watching. I made eye contact, or I think I did. His face was shadowed, but I felt his stare penetrate me. When I looked away and back, he hadn't moved an inch. After the ride, he was gone. An hour later, I saw him again. Tyler and I stood near the snack table when I spotted him at the crowd's edge, 30 feet away, alone, staring. "That's the guy from the hayride," I whispered. "Probably just a dad," Tyler shrugged, but he wasn't talking to anyone, just watching. Minutes later, he vanished again. Around 9 p.m., Tyler and I walked the trail behind the cabins. We ventured into the woods with flashlights, daring each other to go deeper.
We stopped at a clearing near a private property sign, throwing rocks and joking around. Then we heard footsteps, heavy, slow, coming from behind us. We froze. Tyler whispered, "Probably another kid." But these were adult footsteps. I shined my flashlight down the path, nothing visible yet. Then the steps stopped. Complete silence. Then a voice. "Hey there, girls." A man's voice, calm but threatening. Tyler grabbed my arm. We both knew it was him. He stepped into the light just enough to see. Same black jacket and cap. "What are you doing out here? You like candy?" He pulled out a Reese's cup from his pocket. "I got lots more in my cabin. Come on, I'll give you some." Tyler stepped back, her face going white. The man moved closer. "You don't have to be scared. It's Halloween. I saw you girls on the hayride earlier." My stomach dropped. "Run!" I screamed. We sprinted down the path. I heard his boots pounding behind us. He was chasing. I didn't look back. My heart felt like it would explode. When we burst from the woods near the bonfire, I screamed for help. Adults rushed over. The man was gone. My dad and others searched with flashlights. Nothing. Police arrived 30 minutes later. They searched everywhere. No one matching his description had checked in. No vehicles reported. Nothing. We left the next morning. For weeks, I thought I saw him everywhere, on roadsides, outside stores, even at my school. Police never called again. The man was never found. Now I'm older, and what terrifies me isn't what he did, it's what he could have done. If we'd believed him for 1 second, if we'd walked toward him instead of running, I wouldn't be here. Every Halloween since, when I see someone standing alone, watching, I think of that man in the woods. Midnight knock. My name is Roger, 29 years old. This happened 3 years ago on Halloween night. I was new at my office job, stuck with terrible shifts nobody wanted. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I was excited to finally have it off, planning to hand out candy, watch horror movies, and relax. My girlfriend was out of town visiting her parents. I lived alone in a small house on the town's outskirts, not isolated, but quiet once trick-or-treating hours ended. Families usually shut their lights off by 9 p.m. That year, Halloween fell on Saturday. By 10:30 p.m., I was on my couch watching The Conjuring 2, picking through leftover candy. I hadn't seen anyone in over an hour. Then I heard a faint knock at my side door. I opened it. Nobody there, just empty driveway and rustling leaves. Ding-dong ditch, kids, I thought, heading back inside. 15 minutes later, another sound from the back door leading to my deck. Nobody used that entrance. I froze, listening. TV off. Then I heard it clearly, the metal doorknob being tested, slowly, carefully. Someone was checking if it was locked. I crept to the kitchen and saw him through the window. A man crouched near the door, wearing dark clothes and a cheap Halloween mask pushed up on his head. In his hand, a crowbar. He wasn't hiding, he was deliberate, calm, like he knew I was inside and didn't care. I backed away quietly, grabbed my phone and whispered to 911. The operator told me to lock myself somewhere safe and not engage. I stayed at the top of the stairs, clutching a kitchen knife, whispering updates. The man moved from the back door. Then I heard it, the pop of a window screen being pried off. He was at the basement window. "He's breaking in," I whispered, shaking. "Officers are on the way," she said. Glass cracked. He was inside. But he wasn't rushing. He knew I was there. Most burglars run if they know someone's home. This was different. Minutes felt like hours. I heard footsteps outside. He was circling the house. Then, headlights, red and blue flashing lights. Relief flooded me. The man bolted. Officers tackled him in my driveway. That's when I saw what he carried. Crowbar, duct tape, zip ties, a 4.5 handgun, kitchen knives, and rope. This wasn't a burglary. He had a plan, something far worse. Police said he had a long record and was suspected in cases where people went missing. If police had been 5 minutes later, I might not be here. To this day, I hate being home alone on Halloween.
These were real encounters, real terror, real survival. If you made it this far, you are braver than most. Hit that like button if these stories sent chills down your spine. Subscribe to Chilling Chapters for more true horror stories every week, and share this video with a friend if you dare. What's your most terrifying Halloween experience? Tell us in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe in the shadows. This is Chilling Chapters 1, signing off.